All right. This video we are going to talk about trigonometry. Uh, you know, in some courses you go into the very detail of trigonometry. I mean, in some majors you have to go through in very details in trigonometry, but in some courses, no, just a little bit in general. See, we know that a right triangle. What is the right triangle? One of the angle is 90 degree, and these two is going to be another 90 degree total of degree inside the let me write it in a better. It's going to be a straight line. You got to use this. Anyway, this is. Let me write it this way. If we. I lost my. Okay. This is 30 degree and this is 60 degree. So altogether make it 90 degree. Sine. We talk about the sine in trigonometry. Sine of alpha. You know, like here, this is sine 30 degree in alpha. Is equal to this is opposite side, and this is hypotenuse, and this is adjacent. See, when you're talking about 30 degree, this is adjacent to that 30 degree, and this is opposite side. Okay, opposite side. So opposite side divided by hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse. Hypotenuse. This one divided by hypotenuse is going to be, we call it sine. Cosine of alpha. Adjacent divided by hypotenuse. Okay, we don't want to go. We don't want to talk about this. So you guys know all about this. And tangent is equal to sine of alpha. Sine of alpha divided by cosine. Okay. Let's see here. There are the things. If you have a, for example, a triangle we talk about here. If you, this is the hypotenuse. If this is 1, and this is this is 30 degree, and the sine of 30 degree is going to be 0.5. The sine, you know, the sine of alpha, the opposite side of the triangle divided by hypotenuse. And so sine of 30 degree, you could do this one. You could say it 1 times sine of 30. Okay, what is going to be? Let's do it this way. 1 times sine 30. Sine 30 is 0.5. So it's going to be 0.5. If you multiply anything by 1, it's going to be that number. The number that you multiply to. You know, it's going to be 0.5. And 1, you got to learn this. 1 hypotenuse. Multiplied by cosine of 30. See, this is going to be 0.5. And if you put it in the calculator. You know, you use the calculator. You know, but we know that cosine of 30, you know, it's as we talk about it. We say sine 30 degree is equal to 0.5, and the cosine of 30 degree is going to be 0.8. This is going to be 0.866 something, which is equal to a square root of this is equal to, let's see, a square root of 3 over 2 is going to 0.866 something, is because a square root of 3 is 4.73 something, you know, and this continues because irrational number, a square root of 3 is a irrational number. I mean, rational number that it just continues every time a different number, like pi 3.14 and something, it continues, you know. So the cosine of 30 degrees is going to be a square root of 3 divided by 2 is 0.866 and something, you know, 0.25, and make sure that, you know, in a degree mode. See, you see, in a degree mode, not in radian. We talk about this, you know. See, when you come out of this, get back to original screen, you push second and then quit. And okay, I will turn it off. You push second and then on again, you turn it off. Okay. So this is going to be square root of 3 is equal to point. This side is going to be 0.866 and so on. So the Pythagorean theorem say that if you square this side, this is the length. You know, we always use see what you are talking about. This is unit. If this unit is inches, the 0.5 inches, half an inch. I mean, in a right triangle where you have 30 degree here, in front of it, the length of this is going to be what? 0.5 or 1 over 2. Now, to say that if Pythagorean theory say, okay, if we square this one, this is if this is what A and this is B, this side B and this side A. You know, and from here to here is A. Okay, we square we squared A plus a squared B squared is equal to C squared, which is if we say this is C. Okay. Now talk about to see if it really to verify it what we are going to do. The theorem say if you square this one and add it together, it's going to be a square of the hypotenuse. So you say A, this is A, we say that this is B, okay? A to the power of 2 plus square root of 3 divided by 2 to the power of 2 is going to be 1. We have 1 to the power of 2. We are going to verify this one, okay? We square this one. You know that if you square this one in the fraction, we are going to square every number, the numerator and denominator, raise it to the power of 2. So each of them is going to be raised to the power of 2. 1 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 2. plus. Then we have a square root of 3 to the power of 2, and this one 2 to the power of 2. Each of them go to the power of 2, okay, is equal to what? 1 squared. Let's see. Here, 1 squared, 1 to the power of 2 is 1. You know, 1 to the power of 2. What does that mean? 1 times 1 is equal 1 to the power of 2. See what it means, that we write the 1, we add this exponent, a 1 actually to the power of 1, and this is to the power of 1 is 1, you know, 2 times. Actually 2 times we multiply the base by the number of the exponent 2 times. If it was, I don't know, 2 to the power of 3, we talked about it earlier, means 3 times. 2 is going to be multiplied by itself, which is 8. So let's check to see if it's going to be equal to 1. This is going to be equal to 1, which is 1 over 1 to the power of 2 is going to be 1. So 1 over this is going to be 1, because 1 to the power of 2 is 1, and 2 to the power of 2 is 4 plus. So here we have a square root of 3, okay? If you to the power of 2, actually what happens, you see you squared the number that inside the radical, and this is 2, and this cancel out, it's going to be 3. So if you square this one, it's going to be 3. And then square the denominator is going to be 4. So now you see that it's easy. You know, we talk about the addition of fraction. You see that we put the denominator here, the common denominator, and then we add these together. 1 plus 3 is equal 4 by 4 is equal to 1. See, we got, by the Pythagorean theorem, we squared this one, we squared this one is equal to a square of hypotenuse. So this is correct. So what we are going to talk next is say, see the degree going this way. We are going to draw, you know, different angles on this one. From here to here is 360. 360. This is 90 degree, 180. 270, every time 90 degree. This is 90 degree plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 is going to be 0, and then 360. So we start from 0, and all from here to there is 360 degree. And we talk about the, you know, radian too. Soon we will talk about the radian. You know, the whole thing is 2 pi. We call it 2 pi. Which is equal to 360. So each pi is equal to 180 degree. Means you can write here pi. This is pi over 2. See, we are going to talk about converting those to 3 pi over 2, and this is 2 pi. Now we are going to show it to you what are the sine and cosine of different angle. Okay, what we are going to do is say divide this one by 3. You know, I hope just it's going to be 30 degree, because 1/3 of the 90 degree, these are 90 degree. You put always the things that it shows that this degree sign is this 180 degree, 270 degree, 360 degree. Okay. Then, for example, you want to let's talk about this conversion. You have see, each pi is 1/80 degree. Okay, in radian, and this is degree. Okay, we write it here. If we have 90 degree here, we want to convert it to radian. Radian. What we're going to do is say 90 degree. Okay, let's write the in this way. Times, see, all 1 pi is equal to 180 degrees. So we are going to write in such a way that degree cancels out. So pi and this one 1 divided by 90, divide this one by 90 is going to be 2. So here's pi over 2. 90 degrees pi over 2. Let's do something else. We know that the radian is 3 pi over 2. Okay, 3 pi over 2. We want to we know that this is 270 degree, and we are going to convert it to degree. See, we say that converted 3 pi over 2 to degree. This is radian. I just write it here. So we say 3 pi to radian times. See, now we can put the opposite way. I mean, we say that pi is 180 degree because we want to cancel pi radian, and this is degree. So this cancels out, and 3. This is multiplication. You know, you got to 3 half times 180 is equal to. Is it going to be 270? Maybe divide this one by 290 divided by 390, 270. 270 degree. We write it the unit. What unit? 270 degree, not 270 apples. You know, just 270 degree. Okay. Now we want to find out what are these sine and cosine. Like say sine of 30, cosine of 30. We say 1/2 or 0.5. It is the square root of 3 over 2 is going to 0.866 something, you know. And how about 120 sine of, okay, sine of, you know, sine, this is a cosine axis, and this is sine axis. You know, we want you to know that like sine 30 degree is 0.5. What do you say? 0.5. It's common. This here is 0.5. Half of this. This is a unit. This is a, see, in trigonometry, the radius is 1. You know, the radius is 1. Okay. Radius is 1. It's all, everywhere is 1. Radius is 1. Okay? So it's 0.5. The sine, the cosine is 0.8. We write it in decimal way, not, but in the exact number is square root of 3 over 2. See, we say sine of 30 is 0.5. We say sine because it is on the sine axis. Okay? We find the coordinates. The cosine of 30 is going to be this one, and the sine of 30 degrees is going to be 0.5. We write it there. But how about this one? We write how about 45? Let's talk about 45. This is 45. We want to find the sine of 45, how much is it? The cosine of 45, how much is that? If we use calculator, you know, it's it's 0.7 something is going to be. We say sine 45 0.707, which is, this is going to be 1.41 and divided to 0.707. Okay. See, 1.114, you know. If divide by 2, see, it's going to be, if divide this one by 2, it's going to be 0.7071 or something, you know, we just write up to 3 decimal places. Cosine of this is going to be exactly the same. Because, you know, what is happening, the component, the cosine component, from here to here is 0.707, and from here to here is 0.707, because this is 1, and 70% almost of that is sine of, or cosine of 45. So the exact, we want to write the exact number, is this one. Okay, now you see that if you square both legs, it's a, this is like this, 45 degree, and this is 1, the unit, just 1, it's 1, all over the place, all over through the circle. See, if you use the calculator, you see 1 times sine 45 is going to tell you 0.707. It's showed in a decimal way, and you can change it to, it could be right as this one. And this one too. Oh, now let's see to see if the Pythagorean theorem works here. See if we raise this one will be going to be squared, and plus this one is going, this leg is squared, and this line is squared is going to be the hypotenuse squared. So it's going to be this, you know, when we square it, both of them is going to be a square, and not just the numerator is going to be. See if it's true, to see if it's 1 power 2 is 1. If to see if it's true. Okay, we know that if we raise it to the power, square root of to the power of 2 is going to be 2, and 2 is to the power of 2 is going to be 4, plus the same thing, this is because they are the same, and this is going to be 2 over 4 is equal to 1. If we simplify, this is going to be 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 is equal to 1. 0.5 plus 0.5 is going to be 1. So this is, it shows that this 45 degree, what's going to be the sine and what is going to be the cosine of that. Okay, how about 120? If we have 90 degree here, and then we add 3 degree here, it's going to be all together 120. If you want to find the sine of 120, how much is going to be? The component, cosine component outside, this is cosine, whatever it is cosine of the this degree, 120 degree, and this is sine. From here to here is sine of 120. So it's easy to just graphically, you know, because if you see the sine here, the cosine was the 1 times the sine of this one, how much it's going to be, the cosine of this one, how much it's going to be. You know, if you write it a scale in a good scale, this is going to be almost half. And this is going to be 0.866 or the square root of 2 point. So if somebody asks you what is the sine of 120, it's the sine of it, you know, the sine here, point is 0.866 or the square root of 3/2. And if somebody asks you what is the cosine of 120, you look at the cosine component of this one. From here to here, this is a cosine axis. So the cosine of 120 is the cosine. It's going to be, cosine of 120 is going to be 1/2. And the sine, you know, the sine of 130 is going to be, you know, you have the axis, this is the sine. So the sine of 30 is going to be, the sine of 120 is going to be this one. So the same, it is the same. So we are going to work on some, we are going to talk about some another angles. See this angle here, see, this was 120. Now this is going to be 150. So we erase all those to show you what is the sine of 150 and what is the cosine of 150, you know, without using calculator. This is 150 because 90 plus 60 from here to here, 150 degree. Okay. We wanted to find the sine and cosine. You know, we projected this on our cosine axis, and this one projected to sine axis. So the sine of 130 degrees is going to be this much. I didn't write it. This is going to be a little bit sharper. This is almost half. This is half. 1/2, 1/2. So it's 150 here. The sine of that is here, 0.5. The sine of 150 degree. You know that because we are adding 30 degrees, so we are going to use, you know, like sine 30 degree was 1/2, cosine of this was square root of 3/2. So every time we are going to add 3 because, you know, these are easy to show. So far our angle getting up to 150 degree.